Now, I'm sure you've seen this thing where the human slime at the New York Post dug up these 20-year-old nude photos of Melania Trump, and there was some sort of controversy, I guess, I don't know. But in any case, on cue, the feminists jump in and start haranguing people about slut-shaming. Now, I should say first off that I personally don't have a problem with the photos. Melania is obviously a beautiful woman. She may not have the best taste in men, but, we can't all be perfect. But the fact that the feminists are haranguing people about slut-shaming really shows how myopic they are. It never occurs to them, first off, that Melania is not their target. Were it not for the fact she was married to Donald Trump, it would never show up on anyone's radar. No one would give a shit about 20-year-old soft porn photos, were it not for the fact she was married to Donald Trump and that they could smear him by association. Secondly, it never occurs to them that, hey, maybe Melania doesn't appreciate being called a slut. And it's not the people who are criticizing her who are calling her a slut, it's you, the people who are defending her, who are calling her a slut. Maybe Melania would rather take her chances with the people who treat her like an adult, who's capable of understanding that she lives in a world where maybe not everyone agrees with every decision she makes, than she would with the people who try to defend her and call her a slut. And, it really just shows how dictatorial the feminists are, that suddenly slut becomes a required word, that you, heaven forfend, you try to call a woman bossy. No, you can't use that word at all. But calling a woman a slut is perfectly fine. The feminists, they don't care about anyone's sexual ethics. They don't care how anyone feels about anyone's sexual ethics. It's all just a matter of twisting people's elbows and making them adhere to their codes. That's what it really all boils down to. Now, I'm going to go completely off the rails here, and feel free to disregard everything I say after this point. Or just feel free to disregard everything I say. But I get the distinct impression with these anti-slut-shaming feminists that they were never the popular, sought-after cheerleaders in high school, and now it's 10 or 15 years later, and those popular, sought-after cheerleaders are church-going moms and productive members of society. And these chicks, meanwhile, are like working for Jezebel or some shit, and these high school insecurities have warped into this mutant form of sexuality where even when they leap to the defense of their sexual proxies, it's in such a gross, maladroit way that they end up calling them sluts. And of course, we're all supposed to keep a straight face at this. We're all supposed to pretend that slut-shaming is deathly serious business. And of course, the implied threat is that if we crack a smile at any of this nonsense, it's because we're prudes. But of course, that's just another cudgel for the feminists. They don't give a shit about how you feel about anyone. The implied threat of being seen as a prude is just another cudgel in their hands. Now, no matter what your sexual ethic is, expressions of human sexuality ideally should be fun, it should be enjoyable, but feminists don't have that mode. Their shifter does not go into that gear. In their hands, sexuality has become this doctrinaire, anti-slut-shaming crusade. And of course, you are supposed to completely internalize their language. Yes, it is appropriate to call a woman a slut. No, you can never call her bossy. These are the language codes. They've been updated 2 weeks ago, and you're supposed to completely internalize it and live and die by it.